What's up? What's up? So before I go on any further, I'm not condoning Rodney Hinton Jr.'s uh, what he's in prison for jail for. However, I do understand him defending his son because his son got no justice. And way often than not, black men and fathers don't get justice when the police is involved, usually. And I also want to say that if Rodney Hinton Jr. can get GoFundMe funded, why is it being taken away when Shilo Hendrix gets to keep hers? Mm-hmm. You know. Why is that? Mangione, who had the situation with the feds, got to keep his GoFundMe. So why not Rodney Hinton Jr.? Why the double standards? Why? The people want to support, they can put money on the books. There's a lot of people that want to put money on Rodney Hinton Jr.'s books because if you're black parents and you see the taking out what goes on day by day, year by year, day by so on and so forth, you understand that rage and that madness because you get no justice. You get it. Meanwhile, somebody like Shilo Hendrix can use the N-word to a 5-year-old black boy and no repercussions. And you have other white people out here in these streets using the N-word, and they're saying they're covered up behind Trump or and agendas and so on and so forth. So this is the kind of madness you got going on. Rodney Hinton Jr. will have to deal with what he dealt with as far as his actions. However, I do understand as a parent, and especially if you're black children in these streets, that you get, with things that happen, it's hard to psychologically, who do you go to for help? Who can you trust when they're taking you out? And this happens way often. It's been going on and on and on and on and on and on. It makes you numb. Because why isn't there not, when they go after black folks in these streets, why is there a double standard? You're supposed to serve and protect, not to take out. So I do understand Rodney. And I'll say this about Rodney Hinton Jr., not condoning what he's being charged with. However, his actions for what happened to his son, and people wanted to put a GoFundMe, let them do that. How can you be selective about someone that was defending the taking of his son as opposed to a woman that purposely called a young boy the N-word and was nonchalant about it and is getting supported by it? How does that make? That shows you divisiveness and the one-sidedness, which is racist and institutionalized, that goes on. So it's like, you're going to try to say two wrongs, but you're going to make up one rule for another. People want to send money to someone, they do all the time. See, because a black man who was very upset by the taking of his son did what he did. Now, how many people are getting money sent to them that have done far more heinous things? But they making a deal. They're making this into something that doesn't even out. So Rodney Hinton Jr. can't get a GoFundMe, but Shilo Hendrix can. Make some sense. Because I don't get it. But I know that it is that different in black and white. And that's the way it goes. That's a double standard, as it always is. Please like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe. Stay real. Stay tuned. And stay woke. I'm out one time. Peace.